In your thoughts on Donald Trump and what it means for what it means for mass incarceration.
You know what? This is a labor of love for Jay, and as a result, he's my friend. We're here to talk about that.
But these pedophiles had resources. They bought an island, and they took children there.
I've seen what they do. The ritualistic behaviors, the putting girls in the suitcases.
Jay-Z reportedly leaves U.S. as Epstein files spark questions. Hey, he probably went to the same place Russell Simmons is in Bali, but I know Jay-Z owns his own island too.
D.L. Hughley is back at it again, and he's one of the only big names bold enough to say what everyone else is scared to say out loud. While most celebrities play it safe, DL keeps stepping into the fire and calling things exactly how he sees them. No filter, no fear, just straight pressure. Back when Jaguar Wright and Kanye were sounding alarms about Jay-Z, they were brushed off and labeled as crazy, like their words didn't matter at all. Now DL is basically saying maybe people should have listened a lot sooner because Jay-Z's name allegedly popping up in the Epstein files, right next to his former associate Harvey Weinstein, has completely changed the conversation. Suddenly those old warnings hit different, and Jaguar and Kanye don't sound so wild anymore. What really makes DL stand out is that while nearly every celebrity is dead silent about anything Epstein related, he's moving in the opposite direction with full force. He's openly demanding that everyone named in those files be investigated. No special treatment, no excuses. DL even pointed out how twisted things look, saying more people have been arrested for interrupting a church service than for the serious crimes allegedly tied to Epstein, and he made sure that message hit hard. DL didn't stop there either. He resurfaced old footage of a young woman who looks visibly shaken and traumatized, describing something she says she witnessed at an elite party. That woman is Mexican model Gabriela Rico Jimenez, who went viral back in 2009 after claiming she saw something deeply disturbing at a high-profile party in Monterrey, allegedly linked to powerful figures connected to Epstein's circle. At the time, Gabriela's claims were quickly dismissed, and the whole story was swept under the rug like it never happened. But with everything that's come out since, DL sharing that footage feels intentional, like he's forcing people to look at how deep this Epstein rabbit hole might really go. And here's where it turns even darker. Shortly after that video went viral, Gabriela was arrested. And since then, no one has publicly seen or heard from her. Now with all these powerful names showing up in the files, DL is blasting the hypocrisy running deep in Hollywood and the music industry. His problem isn't just who is named, it's the loud silence and the obvious double standard. He's saying folks are suddenly mute because their favorite celebrity might be caught up and nobody wants their idol questioned. That selective outrage speaks volumes about how the industry really moves behind closed doors. And this isn't new behavior for DL either. He's always been the one willing to say the uncomfortable part out loud. When Jay-Z was mentioned in a lawsuit filed by one of Diddy's accusers, Jay-Z responded fast with a long statement denying wrongdoing, talking about his morals and saying he's always stood for protecting young people. A lot of fans took that statement at face value and said it sounded genuine, but DL wasn't buying it at all. He reminded everyone that Diddy also denied any wrongdoing when Cassie first spoke up, right up until that hotel footage came out and flipped the whole story on its head.
I think Jay-Z's tone was exactly, but see, I saw Puffy say the same and then a video came out.
Yeah. Now things are getting even more tense because with Jay-Z's name showing up in those files, online chatter has gone into overdrive. Some reports floating around claim he may have already left the United States, though nothing has been officially confirmed. An account called Hoops Crave on X claimed Jay-Z reportedly traveled to an undisclosed location, and that rumor spread fast. Then Tasha K added more fuel to the conversation by pointing out that Jay-Z and Beyonce recently bought a home in the UK, and people immediately started side-eyeing the timing. Tasha wrote, Jay-Z is named in the Diddy files, Epstein files, and Weinstein files, but somehow he's the only one considered innocent, suggesting that could explain the UK move. And to be clear, the property purchase itself is real. Jay-Z and Beyonce really are making moves overseas, and that's only adding more questions. Back in December, several British outlets reported that the Carters were planning to build a massive mansion overseas and were already in the final stages of buying 58 acres of land. Now sure, maybe that's just business as usual, but the timing alone has made a lot of people stop and look twice. And that's exactly why folks started digging into how Jay-Z's name even landed in those files in the first place. According to documents released by the DOJ, Jay-Z's name reportedly appears in connection with an anonymous tip made to the FBI. The caller, described as a woman, claimed that back in 1996, she woke up inside Epstein's Florida mansion and said Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z were in the room. A lot of fans rushed to shut that down, saying there's no way Jay-Z was already running with elite circles back in the 90s. But that argument skips over the bigger picture completely. Jay-Z may not have been the billionaire mogul he is today, but he also wasn't some random outsider. He was already connected to money, nightlife, and influential people. And before music fully exploded for him, he was involved in other business ventures that industry executives would absolutely find useful. And let's not forget, Diddy himself was brought into powerful spaces by major executives like Clive D. So the idea that Jay-Z couldn't have crossed paths with high-level Hollywood figures back then isn't as unbelievable as some people want it to be. Another detail people try to brush off is just how close Jay-Z and Weinstein appeared to be years later. There's a clip that recently resurfaced where Weinstein literally jumps into an interview and shuts it down after a reporter asks Jay-Z about Trump.
In your thoughts on Donald Trump and what it means for mass incarceration.
You know what? This is a labor of love for Jay, and as a result, he's my friend. We're here to talk about that and nothing else.
Then can I ask about mass incarceration? And do you think the movement is...
The moment feels tense and awkward. Jay-Z looks frozen, like he's scared to say the wrong thing, and Weinstein steps in almost like a handler taking control. But that's not even the full picture. None of this proves exactly what happened back in 1996, but it does show that Jay already had access to high-level industry spaces around that time, and that's why people are now side-eyeing the pattern, because Jay-Z was publicly close for years with R. Kelly, Diddy, and Harvey Weinstein, men who were later convicted of serious crimes. So people are asking the uncomfortable question out loud now. Are we really supposed to believe Jay had no idea what was going on behind the scenes? That it's all just coincidence that so many men in his close circle later turned out to be dangerous individuals? To a lot of folks, that explanation just isn't adding up anymore. When it comes to Weinstein's connection to Epstein, that part isn't really debatable at all. Their relationship was well documented and they knew each other for years before anything became public. They were moving in the same elite social circles long before the scandals broke, and they were photographed together at multiple high society events, including that infamous royal party for Princess Beatrice's birthday at Windsor. And it didn't stop with fancy parties either. There was a real business connection too. Back in 2003, Epstein and Weinstein were part of a small investment group that tried to buy New York Magazine. The deal didn't go through, but the point is, they were actively working together on a serious business move, which shows their connection went way deeper than casual socializing. On top of that, reports claim Epstein used his connection to Weinstein to impress others in elite circles. According to the Daily Beast, Epstein even pressured Weinstein to place a young woman into a film produced by Weinstein's company, and he reportedly counted Weinstein as a close friend. Epstein would allegedly invite him to his Paris apartment regularly, showing just how tight that connection really was. New York publicist R. Curry Hay told the Daily Beast that it wouldn't shock him if Weinstein and Epstein felt a twisted sense of kinship through shared immoral traits, almost like a symbiotic bond built on bad behavior. That statement alone made people stop and think, because if Epstein and Weinstein connected that closely, the big question becomes, where does Jay-Z fit into this
Tried to
picture?
warn people about Jay-Z.
Epstein and Weinstein were clearly tight, and that makes Jay's proximity stand out even more. People keep circling back to that same interview clip where Weinstein steps in and cuts things off like a handler. And that moment happened during the same period when Weinstein was also traveling and socializing with Epstein. With those timelines overlapping, folks are now drawing connections and asking uncomfortable questions. Then there's the business side of it, which only adds more layers. In 2016, Jay-Z signed a film and TV first look deal with the Weinstein Company, leading to multiple projects being lined up together. That deal happened just months before allegations against Weinstein became public, and the Me Too movement didn't explode until 2017, after those stories finally broke. What makes people raise their eyebrows is that industry whispers about Weinstein's behavior had been floating around for years before it all came out. And once again, people point to the same pattern. Jay-Z spent long stretches of time around men like R. Kelly and Diddy, who later faced serious convictions. Yet the public narrative says he had no idea what was going on around him. To be clear, this isn't about making direct claims or accusations against Jay-Z. Plausibility is not proof, and there is no verified evidence that he ever visited Epstein's mansion. But when similar controversies keep orbiting the same figure, public perception naturally kicks in, and people start asking questions whether anyone likes it or not. And if you check the reaction online, a lot of people are not buying the idea that this is all just a coincidence at all. Social media has been on fire, and one post on X went viral where a user wrote, "Jay-Z is an evil billionaire, just like all the rich white men people claim to hate. But since he's married to Beyonce, it gets ignored. He's been friends with Diddy for decades." That same post went on to say Jay-Z worked with R. Kelly even after the Aaliyah situation, that his name appears in the Epstein files, and that there's more people need to wake up too. Another user didn't hold back either, writing, "Diddy, Weinstein, Epstein, R. Kelly." It gets to a point where people need to stop ignoring the pattern, and those words spread fast. Now, those are strong opinions, and they show just how intense public reaction has become. Whether people agree or disagree, it's clear a lot of folks feel like the dots are too close together to ignore. And that's why this conversation keeps getting louder instead of dying down. So now it's your turn. What was your honest reaction when Jay-Z's name showed up in the Epstein files? How do you feel about his long-standing connection to Harvey Weinstein? Do you think it was strictly business, or do you believe there was something darker happening behind the scenes? Drop all your thoughts, opinions, and theories in the comments below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who needs to see it, and don't forget to comment because we read them all. Stay locked in and get ready for the next video coming up next.